All right, Shalom, Yashra'Allah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son in their proper names, and the Holy Spirit of truth. Call Halayim La, Yahawah bahasham yahawashi, bahasham Harakha Kodash, Ma'amoth. This is Mazan Ban Yashra'Allah, coming out of the GMS Lions Den camp. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Citation to the Akim out there around the four corners of the earth, giving all diligence to make their call and election sure, in sincerity and in truth. And also the few Akwaf Gilman children that believe in spirit and in truth as well. Today, I got a quick brief topic on basically never trusting your enemy, man, because you still got 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out here trusting their enemy, man. They put trust in a place that wasn't even designed for us over here in America, man. You know, the so-called white man basically set up a pit, a stumbling block in a pit for the nation of Israel here in this kingdom, which they call America today, man. And America means bitter. And that's what this kingdom was built to be, bitter towards the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, this was our whipping place, man. This is the place of our captivity. You know, a place that we was gonna be on the bottom, not on the top. Even though, you know what I'm saying, our people had this land first. You had Issachar over here, which are called the so-called Mexicans today. You had the Native American, you had Shalaki, you had Gad over here, which are called the so-called Native Americans today. You had Reuben over here, which are called the so-called Seminole Indians. You know, and in so-called South America, you had the tribe of Ephraim, which are called the so-called Puerto Ricans today. You know, also over there you had the so-called Cubans, which is Manasseh, man. You know, and the other, you know, so-called Latinos, which are of the tribe of Israel's, man, that's over there in Southern America. You know, our people been over here, man. You know, mainly focusing on North America, man. You know, like I was saying, Issachar was over here, Reuben and Gad, man. They was already here. And the so-called white man basically getting put back in that spirit that they was in the time that they was over here being explorers, man. Coming over here to gather all people to themselves and basically going around the world pillaging, man, killing, stealing, and destroying, man, and dividing and conquering. You know. So with that being said, let me get the scriptures. All right, this is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And that was the main thing where our people messed up at, man, when they started to trust the so-called white man, which are the biblical Edomites, man. You know, once they started to trust them, that's where all hell started to break loose, man. Because ever since the times of 70 AD, when our people fled from Jerusalem, from Roman persecution to the west coast of Africa, you know, the so-called white man been trying to reap hell upon us, man. Ever since, this go back to our forefathers, you know, Jacob and Esau. Jacob is the forefather of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Esau is the forefather of the Caucasian race, man. You know, and Esau said when his dad Isaac died, he's basically gonna slay his brother Jacob, man, because he hated Jacob because of the blessing, man. He know that Jacob is the salt. He knew that Jacob had the blessing to be the salt of the earth. Jacob had the favor of Yahawah bahasham yahawashi, man, to let you know that Jacob was gonna be the prince of the power, man. To let you know that was gonna be the light of his inheritance. That's who he has chosen. You know, that's what Esau doesn't like. And Esau clearly shows it. That's why he stole our land, man. That's why he stole Jerusalem, the land that Yahawah bahasham yahawashi gave unto us, man. And that shows in itself that he really is an enemy of the Most High. That what makes him an enemy unto Israel, man. Unto Yashra'Allah, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That's what make him an enemy unto us, because the so-called white man is an enemy to our power, man, the creator of the universe. You know, that's why in Psalms 83, it let you know that he he got confederate against the Most High and basically raised himself up over the Most High, man. And he basically laid open the book of the law and sought out to paint the images in his likeness, man. That's what you get the iconoclasm for. You know, the Renaissance period, the rebirth. That's where you get that from, man, during the 1400s. You know, the so-called white man, he came out of his cage, started killing and destroying our people and dividing and conquering and putting our people against each one another, you know. Then he set himself up as being the Most High, saying he was birthing everything, you know. Then once he got over here to this land and he beat the hell out of our people for a good little bit, you know, he beat our nationality on that up out of us, man, and beat Christianity into us and told us and gave us nationalities, man, like he's the Most High. You know that the Spirit bear witness against him, man. That's why he has to pay. He has to reap what he has sown, man. And none of our people can do anything about it. Nobody can, man. It's all in Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi's will, man. Everything. Man goings are of the Lord. And man can't even understand his own way, man. Because Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi is in control. All right, this is verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So therefore, man, even though the so-called white man can humble himself, because that's what he did in the sight of the so-called Native American Indians, which are the tribe of Gad, man. You know, and the rest of the tribes that was over here, man. Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans today, and also Reuben, which is the so-called Seminole Indians today, man. He humbled himself before their eyes, man. You know, he basically he basically came up to him with smooth, cunning, sweet words, and had a gun hid behind his back, man. And soon as the so-called Native Americans and the so-called Mexicans and the so-called Seminole Indians turned their back, man, that's when Shalaki, that's when the so-called white man stabbed them right in the back, man. Soon as they turned their back, after they bit them with their poisonous venom, man. And their poisonous venom is their philosophies, you know what I'm saying, and their smooth and cunning just words, period, man. Their eloquent babble speech, man. All right. And it says, take good heed of him, man. You know, you want to pay attention to your enemy. Watch him. You know, observe him. Because next thing you know, man, it's going to be like you wipe your face and was looking into a looking glass, man. Because you're going to see yourself within them. Because that's really what this thing is all about. Esau hates us because he want to be us, man. But he can't. That's why when he stole Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying, over the years after he established his whole goddamn wicked device in this kingdom, as he got it in his philosophies and everything, because those were wicked devices, you know what I'm saying? When he established all his wicked devices, he basically set himself up in the 1940s as being the children of Israel and moving his people, you know what I'm saying, the top tribe of Edom, which is Amalek, over there in our land, man, in Jerusalem, and established talking about, oh, Israel is a land now, you know, and the Israelites are basically saying that Judah is back, man, because that's the only tribe that these goddamn Jewish rats claim, man. You know, they claim Judah, but what happened to the rest of the 11 tribes, man? Because in Revelations, it said that there's going to be 1,200 from each tribe. You know, that's men. So if only Judah left, that means that the scriptures are contradicting themselves, and Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi is a liar, man. But Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi forbid. No, it's man that's liars, man. They contradict themselves. Because that doesn't make any sense when you can line it up with the scriptures. And the scriptures are the measuring stick, man. That's how you see, you know what I'm saying, if you talking unto a man of the Lord. That's how you measure the prophet. That's how you measure the temple. temple, man, by the scriptures. You know, seeing that they add up, line up. You know, shit like you seeing they line up, man. And that's how you judge it. That's how you judge a tree by its fruits, man. By using the scriptures, because that's the ultimate judge, man. You know, because that's what Yahawah bahasham yahawashi, Yahawah Shalaki Yahawah bahasham yahawashi is gonna judge us. You know what I'm saying, based on. All right. Now let me get another scripture. This is gonna be coming out of the book of Psalms, chapter 55. Verse 10. Verse 12. Shalaki, no. What is it? Verse 21. Shalaki, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The word of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were smoother than oil, yet were they drawing swords. Khan, and that's how the so-called white man is, man. Yeah, he'll speak all sweetly in your face, smile all in your face, shake your hand. You know what I'm saying? But in his la'ah, his heart, because the Hebrew word for heart is la'ah, which means your mind, man. So in his mind, he's planning on the way to take you down, man. And it shows out in history, man. You know what I'm saying? Time tells stories, man. You seen it go on in history, man. The so-called white man, perpetual hatred towards his brother Jacob, man. You know, Esau's perpetual hatred towards Jacob. You know, because Esau and Jacob became nations, man. And you know, and out of that becomes your nationality. Because Jacob had 12 sons, you know, and out of 12 sons came the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You know, because after Jacob wrestled with the angel on the mountain, he said, from this forth, your name will no longer be Jacob, but it will be Israel, Yahawah. He's a prince of the power, man. So, you know what I'm saying, war was in their heart, man. They was finding out a way to overthrow us, man. And like I was speaking on earlier, all these wicked devices that they have set up to be a stumbling block. You know, they fed our people all these religions, man, and all these pagan gods, you know. And our people are worshiping pagan gods if they know it or not through these holidays, man. Because all these holidays go back to pagan worship, man. You know, look at Valentine's Day. That's what's coming up now. Basically, the worship of Cupid, basically a love fertility god, man. You know, and that goes back to Greek, and you know, and Greeks are basically pagans, man. And our people basically calling themselves Greeks today by calling themselves Americans, talking about they patriots, they pagans, man. That's what they calling themselves. You know, basically giving their power unto another, man. And Yahawah bahasham yahawashi says, don't do that, man, because that's not gonna benefit you none. All that's gonna do is make you miss a food, more flame for the fire, man. You know, you're gonna have to reap the same reward that your father the devil has to, man, which is the so-called white man. They gotta get, you know what I'm saying, that mass judgment, that they gotta drink of that, they gotta drink the full measure of Yahawah bahasham yahawashi's indignation, man, his righteous anger that he's gonna pour out without measure, man. You know, we only got a sparkle of that, man. And look how bad slavery was. So imagine if the cup be poured out with full measure, man, and we only got a drop, man. And you see how horrible America was in the transatlantic slave trade, man. So yeah, man, their voice, you know what I'm saying, their words are smoother than oil, man, but they drawing swords. They're planning on the way to take you out, man, and take you down. And that's what this whole kingdom was designed for, man, to take the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans out the way. But Yahawah bahasham yahawashi say, no, man, touch not his anointed, to do his prophets no harm. So that's why you have to reap what you sow, and you know what I'm saying, what you're going to have to reap is a genocide happening unto your people, man, happening to the nation of Esau, which goes by the so-called Caucasian race today, man. You know, they got to reap what they have sown. They try to commit genocide against the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans spiritually and physically. So guess what's going to happen to them? They're going to get a physical genocide, man. You know, after 1,000 years of slavery, because they got to get the slavery that they gave on to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans back, man. You know, karma. A lot of people say they believing in karma, but when it comes down to it, in judgment, you know what I'm saying, and the man of the Lord is out there letting them know that their judgment, you know what I'm saying, they think ill of it. They undermine it. They think it's not going to happen. But you know, but they'll sit there all day and say, "Oh, we believe in karma," you know what I'm saying? And we yeah, you do reap what you sow, but when it's time to talk about what they have to reap and you know what I'm saying, what they have sown, they don't want to consider it, man. All right, and that's how you know the man is the devil, man, that the Bible speaks of, because he'll tell Jake with his jail system and basically his school systems and all his philosophies and junk, he'll tell you you have to reap what you sow. You know, if you do something bad in this kingdom, you're gonna get something back for it. That's how you know, man. That's another example of how he placed himself up as the Most High, man. Thinking he runs some shit. But Esau don't run shit but his mouth, man. Because that's what he do to us in the holy temples daily, man. That's what they doing over there in our land right now. Crying unto the Most High and saying, look at your people. They don't even consider you, man. They don't think you exist. You should just give us the blessing. That's what this so-called devil, that the so-called devil, this devil, the so-called white man is doing up under y'all nose. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Praying unto our power, telling on us and shit, whining to him, man. All right, this is back at the book of Sirach, chapter 12. And I'm going to just go to verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be prickled with therewith. You got to be contained with this word, man. You know, that's why the scriptures let you know, comfort one another with these words. You know, that's why faith comes by the hearing of the word of Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, man. You know, because this devil, he has overthrown us, man. You know, and these scriptures, the things written for a time was written for our learning. Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi gave us warning before this has happened, man, to let us know how to handle this situation when he overthrow us, man. You know, and that's what he did. He's standing in our place, man. And it says, set him not over thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. And that's what he's doing. The so-called white man is doing over there, what I was just speaking on over there in Jerusalem, man. You know what I'm saying? Basically bitching unto our power about what we're doing, man. He's standing in our place. Need to let him sit at thy right hand, and our people are doing it. Look at Martin Luther King, man. The whole doctrine that he was speaking, that's how you know he was a false prophet. You know, he basically let his enemy sit on his right hand, man, which is the so-called white man. He got pictures with Jacob Rothschild, man. You know, and you could go do the research on the Rothschild family, man. The first banking and elite family. You know, the ones that start this whole banking system. You know, you can clearly see they ain't nothing but devils, man. And that's what he did. He said, don't let him sit in thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And that's what he has done, man. That's what the so-called white man has done, man. He seek to take our seat, man. You know? And he has done it for a little bit of time, but Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi never did let him. You know, he just let him sit there and dig his own grave, man. And we spoke about that recently at camp, man. You know how the so-called white man, he'll let Jake serve dope in the hood, and he'll go buy the dope from Jake in the hood. But you know what I'm saying, he gonna let him do it for a time for he can build that case, man. So guess what Yahawah bahasham yahawashi is doing? He's letting that case build, man. You know, that's why he keep letting Esau get away with what he's getting away with, for he can harden his heart, man, like he did Pharaoh, man. But he can think nothing is gonna happen unto him. So he can have a reason to give him his judgment, man. Build that case. All right, this is verse 16, man, of the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Con, and that's the so-called white man in a nutshell, man. He speaks sweetly with his lips, man, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee down, man, into a pit. You know, and that's what he has done with this whole establishment here in America, man. That's his vain imagination to how to throw the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, in the pit, man. And he threw 2/3 of our people right in that pit. But guess what's going to happen to him? Him that roll a stone on high is going to return upon his own head, man. He that dig a pit shall fall therein. That same pit that you dug, man, you're going to run around the corner, and Yahawah bahasham yahawashi going to find a way to cover that pit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to run around the corner and come back if totally forgot where you dug that pit and fall there in it, man. That's how Yahawah bahasham yahawashi is going to work. Because just like I was saying earlier, man goings are of Yahawah bahasham yahawashi. So how can a man understand his way? He counts your footsteps, not you. You know what I'm saying? You think you was going to walk down the street. But what happens when, well, like, bam, you be like, damn, I thought I was finna go to the store, but I got to turn around and go do this. That's Yahawah bahasham yahawashi turning, you know what I'm saying, detouring your footsteps, man, to where he wants you to be at the time. You know, and he will not be satisfied with blood. Con, the so-called white man, he wasn't satisfied with blood, man. You know, and that's what Yahawah bahasham yahawashi says, since you had a perpetual hatred against your brother Jacob, it shed his blood continuously. You know what I'm saying? That blood should be upon your head, man. Since you're not gonna be, since you're not satisfied with blood, guess what? You're gonna get blood, man. You know, the bloodshed of your people, because the violence against our brother Jacob, man. Thus saith the Lord, man. So with that, man, I basically finished. So with that, man, I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying and it served the purpose, man. You know, never trust thy enemy, man, because nothing good can come from that. As you see what we just read in the scriptures, man. You know, it's not what I'm saying or what anybody else saying. You know, this is what Yahawah bahasham yahawashi is saying about your enemy. You shouldn't trust them. You know, because they go crouching as a lion, man, waiting to devour you, man. You know, they're the serpents of the wilderness, man. They're the Leviathan of the wilderness, man. And they go about moving around as a serpent. The serpent is one of the best hunters, you know, and that's them. So-called white man, the cunning hunter. So with that, call halayim la, Yahawah bahasham yahawashi, bahasham harakah kodash, ma'amaf, shalom to the hopeful elect of Yasharallah, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and salutation to the Akim, you know what I'm saying, that's out there, man. Shalom, and Delta America.